What up, y'all? This your boy Westside Willie, pilot of the Bebop, coming in. I'm just letting y'all know that we will be departing from Detroit very shortly. So everybody get in their seats, sit down, relax, and if there's any thickums on this flight, you're invited to the cockpit.
Bebop, we got it on lock. Check your wristwatch. Tick-tock, time for lift off. You hear the stars calling. Baby, come and hold me tight. Cause the sky's falling in deep space, writing these jams. All I need is Jordan, don't look back. It's a price on your head, and they'll double that pay. If you alive, not dead. These cats is new to these scenes and new to these walls. And when the shots start firing, they start to look for the door. Baby, don't get too close. I'm a cowboy. Wake up and see that I'm gone, I'm where the stars going. One thing I can say about life is that it's not born. And one thing I can say about us, we'll never stop hunting. I'm with my day ones, double shot, messing with my third eye. Brody wanna tag along, well we need a fourth mic, I plead the fifth. If the feds start catching up in space so long, I'm getting used to us suiting up with my day ones, double shot, messing with my third eye. Brody wanna tag along, well we need a fourth mic, I plead the fifth. If the feds start catching up in space so long, I'm getting used to us suiting up.
Oh yeah, no, at least
They said, why you here?
Okay, now let me intro this. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Bebop Boys back. Welcome back to the Bebop Boys podcast, where we talk about movies, anime, comic books, and all type of fly shit. And Nick just dropped a comic book video on YouTube, so you guys should go check that out. It's about Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, fellas, welcome back.
Yo,
It's been a while since I've been on the pod. Yeah.
You was here last week.
No, I wasn't.
You was in the background, weren't you?
I was in my bed. I was upstairs.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah, I went to bed.
Yo, Mike said you was in traffic for a Klan meeting.
yeah, that's a good
I've been outed. I mean, the Klan headquarters is in Detroit, if I'm not mistaken.
Jackson.
I knew it was in Michigan. Mm-hmm. I thought it was in Detroit.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Jackson.
I wasn't there. I was in my bed. Same thing.
Okay. All right. Matt, how was your weekend? Before we get into Juneteenth. You want me to come back to you?
It was a good weekend.
Is your shoulder still hurting?
It actually is.
Damn.
Yeah, I still feel it sometimes. Like I don't have full mobility.
Do you have? I had gotten it.
What?
You have gout in it?
Sorry, my bad. My bad. I had an inflamed rotator cuff.
Ooh.
Is that what you have? Does it hurt when you raise it?
So it only hurts. So I do my stretches. It only hurts when I do like.
You're not supposed to. You got to calm down on raising your hand, because I went to the doctors about it, right? Because I couldn't lift my arm higher than this after a while.
I remember that.
Right?
Shit.
You do remember?
Yeah, I ran off.
And then so I went to the doctors, and the guy was like, "Do you play sports?" And I said, "No."
You could be short. You could be
Bowling,
shortstop.
maybe. Bowling.
Yeah, baseball.
I'm the ball.
Easily.
But yeah. Well, he was like, "All right." He goes, "Well, do you work out?" And I said, "No." He goes, "Then you must be a painter." I said, "I'm also not a painter, but thank you." He says, "Well,
why he call you a painter?" Okay,
he said, "Well, because he said the inflamed rotator cuff happens when you raise your arm a lot. So, like with sports, if you're throwing, if it's constant,
it's
you
not
have
like
to-
a jacking off thing.
No, because it's too low. Unless you got that long schlong. But the painting, you're going, you're doing this. I sleep on my arm, so I'm constantly like this.
Oh, you sleep with it up.
Yeah.
you
So
do.
for 8 to 12
like
hours, I'm this. So after many years of doing so, it was inflamed.
Why don't you sleep like a man, bro?
I can't
Put your
sleep on
hands
my.
in your pants when you go to
I can't sleep in my back because I have sleep apnea, so I stop breathing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I try it.
You
Anyway,
can get on
so
welfare for that. Huh? You can get on welfare for that.
I don't want to be Darth Vader.
I don't think it's that bad. Just because there's no pain. It's just like when I'm stretching, sometimes I'll move it in a way that I can move this arm, and I'd be like, ooh.
Oh,
So it's just like
keep
it's
an eye
there.
on it.
It's
Keep an eye
lingering.
on it.
Yeah, it's lingering.
Keep an eye on it.
Other than that, I can't remember. my weekend.
How was your weekend, Nick?
It was good. I had a great weekend.
Okay, what you do?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I went to my niece's graduation party.
Oh, okay. Where'd she graduate from?
I couldn't begin to tell you.
Was
Somewhere
it
in
like
Saginaw.
high school graduation?
High school, yeah.
college?
High school, yep. High school
Okay,
graduation.
Was it like Regina?
No, it was in Saginaw.
Saginaw.
Yeah.
The fuck is out there?
It's swamp. All swampland.
Really?
No.
I knew one
I just
person.
say it is because it's Saginaw, dude.
I knew a couple people from Saginaw, and they all were
Swamp people.
He wasn't a swamp person. My friend, he wasn't a swamp person. He was a funny ass nigga, And I did know some swamp bitches from Saginaw. So, yeah.
Swamp area. But she graduated, so congratulations to her.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good job, Ellie.
2014?
20 what?
2024.
2024.
Wow.
2014.
I was thinking of college.
Good job. And then 10
Late
years ago,
graduation.
in college, was she a doctor?
Yeah, what was her name? Allie?
Ellie was her name.
All right.
She worked
Ellie.
at Panera, so that's
Congrats.
the ops. That's the ops.
Oh, yeah. Yo, I remember that story.
Yeah, she worked at Panera.
Crazy.
So that's the ops.
Sorry, Allie.
Speaking of Panera, happy Juneteenth to me. Yeah. I was going to say that because these companies, they don't, they used to, when it first was hot, they used to do some Juneteenth stuff. But now we're 4 years into it after everybody found out about it, and it's happening during Pride Month. So we don't care about that. I don't care about that.
They don't
Are you blaming the gays?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't really care about Juneteenth like that. I mean, it's a nice holiday.
Gay
It is.
rabbits and sex mongrels.
What's that?
What? I just had to throw that in there.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure.
No, but
Nothing
for real,
better than a gay rabbit.
No, happy Juneteenth, man. It is even though we just found out about it like three years ago, everybody. Well, no, it was the thing about it is that like a lot of people didn't know about it. Like they did have a lot of history,
Yeah.
and a lot of people didn't really. Well, it was always there, but like
never talked about.
it was just never really.
I can
talked about.
guarantee you, I've never been told it in school.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. School. No.
No. They tell you about 4th of July.
The most knowledge that I got from like even a school system was either where I had to go to college or went to community college and took those classes, because in just random public school they don't tell you about just a lot of things. They gloss over a lot of stuff. They're gonna tell you about the 3 branches of government, but they will not tell you about like the real thing behind like the CIA or like the real thing behind like some civil rights movements and
The
everything.
disgusting shit that they.
They'll
all the
never tell you
disgusting
about
That's the
CIA.
easiest one.
Yeah, they won't tell
No,
you.
crack was always here.
Exactly. Yo, it was just here. The guns were just here. Like Christopher Columbus. Yo,
The shit to make it definitely has grown in America, guys.
bro,
There's no way it was brought over by anyone in particular.
in elementary school, they used to have us praise Christopher Columbus. I mean, praise this dude.
Yeah.
Like we'll have.
He was
like, you
talked
got the
about like
day
a
off.
hero. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
talked
Well, I
about
mean-
like he was a hero.
A lot of whites were into the things that he did back in the day. So,
Of
Well,
course.
yeah, well,
and
finding the land and
the
saying,
whites
oh,
were the
fine.
ones that were like, "Hey, we're going to teach this." They're like, "But let's hush hush on the rah and the rah."
Yo, I remember this show on this little sketch on Cartoon Network of that, and they had the Pilgrims and the Native Americans just arm in arm, just laughing and loving each other and eating turkey. And I'm pretty sure it was like that for like
turkey, though.
30 minutes, and then stuff happened.
I will say I do
a lot
love
of stuff
Thanksgiving though. Thanksgiving is my favorite fucking holiday.
Well, yeah, Thanksgiving
nice.
I
is cool.
love a good turkey
I do.
with some gravy, with some mashed potatoes.
What's your favorite holiday, Matt? If you have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since we're on holidays, real quick, because I'll
White
tell mine.
Sunday?
That's not a holiday. It's not a holiday.
It's a Polish holiday.
Oh, it is a Polish
It's
holiday.
Polish
Fat
holiday.
Tuesday. I know about that one.
Oh, that is a national white holiday.
Honestly, yeah, Thanksgiving probably. I'm not a very festive guy. I like Halloween because I'm cool. I mean, I like horror stuff, but Thanksgiving, yeah, food. I'm a big football fan, so we got a little football.
It's
So
the only
Thanksgiving.
time I like to be around family. I like to be around family, don't get me wrong. I
not
guess
anyone-
sometimes. But it's the only time where I'm like, this is really nice. Because no one's arguing on Thanksgiving.
No, yo, Thanksgiving
Well,
argument.
in my house, they didn't. Like when on Thanksgiving, I remember the biggest memory I have of Thanksgiving was beating Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on Thanksgiving while the turkey was getting made. And my mom was like, dinner's ready, bro. And I'm like, you gotta wait. I'm on the last level, dude, and I'm about to get Officer Fuckface. And yeah. I was like, bro, you gotta hold your horses. And mind you, I was a child, so
Child. Okay.
yeah, I was telling my mom to hold up the whole family dinner
So I
because
could be-
I gotta shred some gnar.
Mine is Christmas. I love Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Kind of the same thing around like y'all said about Thanksgiving, family time, all that other stuff. Football, movies. I love Christmas movies. All that stuff. But yeah, that's my favorite holiday.
Christmas movies are great. The clay animated ones.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
The Frosty the Snowman.
Yes, I love
Rudolph
the one where the Rudolph the Red not that one, Saint Nicholas one. Where he's a little redheaded kid and then he becomes Santa Claus. I think that's the one. And they teach that one dude how to walk.
Can I say it on the mic? Can I say that word? Start with a G. I can't say that.
With a G?
Yeah. You say redheaded kid, right?
Oh, a ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that.
Jesus Christ! Out of everything you've said on this, you didn't think you could say ginger?
No.
You not see the red panda I have here? You do not see it?
No, it don't have 9/11.
But yeah, yeah, he was a ginger child, not to be confused with the gingerbread men, and they were in there. But it was so good that they put one foot in front of the other.
Oh, that's where that come from.
Yeah, and soon you'll be walking up. They taught that real old person how to walk.
Now you don't know how to walk.
I don't remember. It was a good movie though.
Speaking of old people and walking, House of Dragon. House of the Dragon. Them dragons.
Hot D.
Hot D. Yo, let's say next.
That was a good impression.
Thank you.
That was a good impression. That reminded me of the ending of the episode.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get to that in a second. We'll get on that in a second.
All
We're
right.
gonna get on that in a second.
So you want to do a whole like from the get go preview?
If you want to do the summary real quick, and then we'll all talk about our reactions.
Okay.
What we thought of the episode.
Okay, so real quick, man, I'm gonna probably butcher some of these names, but it picks up right after the son. I don't know how to say his name.
I call him Luke.
Luke. Okay, Luke died at the hands of a dragon and Airman. Yeah, so
Damon.
it picks up right after. Not Damon. Aemon. It's the one with the
Armin.
patch.
It's Armin.
Armin.
Yeah, I think it's Armin.
The one with the patch. So yeah, it picks up right after that. So Rhaenyra is busy searching for his remains in his body and trying to like cope with. She just lost her fucking son. This is her youngest.
Second youngest.
Second youngest. So the middle child. So she just lost the middle child, and also the Hightowers are just trying to find a way to cope with this situation, or like. Allison's over there like, should I send an apology?
They're talking about preparing for the war to come.
Yeah. Well, they're preparing for the war to come. And some of the Hightowers, and most of them are preparing for the war to come. But Allison, like I just said, is baffled, like, how do I fix this situation? You can't really fix the situation. You kind of...
At the end, we figured out how we can fix this situation.
No.
But we'll get back to that.
Not her way. It's going to be fixed, but not in your way.
Yeah. She wanted to do it more the diplomatic way. Send some flowers and be like, my
Send
bad.
some cookies. Yeah, my fault. You know,
I
you got another
apologize.
one. Yeah. You did take my son's eye, so I guess, it's fair.
Yeah.
So,
not really. He at least still had
So her husband, Damon, is on that timing of, we gotta get it back in blood.
Damon on demon time.
He didn't,
yeah.
You know when Damon about to get on demon time when he put that
names
hood
mixed
on.
up.
When he puts the hood on, but that's a little ways down the line. So he meets with Rhaenyra's aunt, where she just flown back in, and he says, "Yo, get on your dragon. We about to go kill these niggas." And she's like, "No, I'm tired." Did Rhaenyra say that? She's the queen. She's the queen. You're not the king. You're just, you got to answer to her. So I'm not about to follow behind you. So, going back to like the King's Landing where the Hightowers is at, they're having a council meeting about about what to do in war and everything. And there we get to Allison talking about, I want to be diplomatic about it and everything. And none of them are going for it. None of them is going for it. This blood is already spilled. So her grandson, who's Aegon's son, it's in the council.
Aegon? Is that kid's name? The king's name?
The king
is the king.
The king.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember his name for shit. I just thought he was the dumb one.
Well, I just remember his name because they kept in the first season. They kept reiterating his name about how it's a prophecy and all that. But it's not that Aegon. It's a different Aegon.
Oh yeah.
That
now I
Viserys
remember
was
this, yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is the king right now, and obviously he's an ass. He's not the best person to be in the seat. And honestly, they're right. He kind of needs to go. He in season 1 he was raping his handmaids, and I think that he was getting some of them pregnant, and they were like trying to fix that situation. So his son is at the council meeting, and he's just letting them run wild.
Who is the mother of his son?
The mother of his son is his sister.
Right. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, his sister is the mother of his son. I don't know her name. I think it's no. I do know it now.
H.
I found about it. It's like Helene.
I don't remember.
Something weird.
No.
Wait. It might be Helena.
I'm gonna look.
Okay, while he looks that up, anyway, the son is at the meeting. He's being a kid, picking up the little shit at the meeting that the people supposed to put down to talk and everything. And he's just being cute and shit. So fast forward to Rhaenyra finds her son's body, or not her son's body, her son's remains, and just his blanket and everything, and a dragon wing that was bitten, and her and the dragon are crying, and it's all emotional and everything. Exactly. There you go. So she flies back home. Everybody's just waiting on her, like, yo, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? And she like, I want Aemon. She don't say anything. She just, I want Aemon. I want
It's Helena.
So you were right. So anyway, she says she wants Aemon and everything. And Damon's like, bet. In less than 5 minutes, you see him out there with his hood on, ready to start shit up. So he goes, I might be missing some parts. But anyway, he goes to King's Landing and he sneaks in there, and and they're still.
You are missing the beginning when they were at the wall.
Oh yeah,
we meet a Stark.
Oh yeah. So now that they introduced the Starks, they introduced the Wall and Night's Watch, which was very good. Also, I also miss the title crawl for this season is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm a fan of the Game of Thrones, dun, 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 that's always fire. But the way that this title crawl was, it's kind of like it was like quilted up and telling the story and everything.
It was, yeah.
And
I watched a couple of breakdowns of it.
I should have watched.
I'll show you the ones that I watched. But yeah, because that was the oldest son, because that took place at the same time as the murder happened.
Yeah, so it picked right up after.
He found out when he got back, and then it shows him talking to his mother Rhaenyra as they're both trying to keep it together, and he's trying to be, I went and I did this, that, and the other, but being family, he let that shit go, and they both embraced each other.
Human. I like
and
that.
Cried. So yeah, I did like that part. But yeah, I just threw that in there because
no, because that whole, I'm gonna stay on that part real quick. Like the whole thing with them at the wall and like the Night's Watch and them going through the whole Night's Watch speech, it was very like nostalgic because I haven't heard a Night's Watch speech since season 8, and that was like episode 1. That was episode 1 or 2, with the whole fight against the White Walkers. So it was very good hearing the seeing the wall and everything, and like hearing like the backstory on it. Like it took, what is it? They said, what is it, 700 years, and like it's like 700.
I think so.
700 feet wide. And like the dragons wouldn't cross over it or anything.
Dragons won't fuck with it.
And the dude who had the what's his name? These old school names. Kesteryn Stark is Ned Stark's great grandson, granddad. So it's 2000. It's obviously 2,000 years. So going back to what I said about the Daemon showing up in King's Landing. Yeah, he has his hood on. He on that timing, man. And obviously they were royalty, so he still has some people in the Kingsguard who still following him. So he goes up to this.
Is that the Kingsguard? Because it was the
it was a Kingsguard,
the Night Watch or whatever. Because he started a group in season 1.
He did. What is the name of that group?
And they all had the gold.
Yeah, that's the start of the Kings of the
Golden Knights?
No, oh my God, the Kings. That's the start of Kingsguard.
But it was one of the dudes that was in there.
Yeah, it's one of the dudes.
They're still loyal to him.
Yeah,
because that's their leader.
Because he was like, "How you feel about the High Towers? How you feel about He like, man, fuck
the High Tower.
Fuck the High Tower, which was he was like, all right, bet. Here go the money. Yo, I thought that he was gonna do it himself. Well, not obviously the D, but we fast forwarding. I thought that he was gonna go up there himself, but he hired the commander and also somebody who knows the
rat catcher.
The rat catcher guy.
His name is Cheese.
Cheese. So Cheese and I don't know what is the guy's name? What's the guy's name?
I don't remember the guy's name. I just remember Cheese's name.
Yeah, Cheese and I'm gonna say commander. Commander sneak into the building, and Daemon wants him to go kill Aemon. Obviously, a son for a son. Bring me his head back, which was funny. They missed these details. Bring me a son. Bring me the head of the son. He has one eye and can fight. Those are 2 major important details, just so you don't kill just a random person. So anyway,
but he did say after that, and I always have to bring it up. He did say a son for a son. So they defaulted to that.
Yeah,
because in the book, because I was watching breakdowns. Yeah. I don't read. But in the book, he doesn't say who to go after. He just says a son for a son.
So he didn't describe it all in the book?
It was worse in the book.
What they said.
But the book is just made of rumors, apparently.
Well, the way the book is told, at least for the House of the Dragon, it's like not
It's all
a story. It's
yeah.
an encyclopedia.
It's just people like saying, "I heard this."
Exactly. It's
just
told.
that.
It's told about like a history.
That's why like some of the people I was watching yesterday, because I don't read the book, of course. They're like, I like the show better because it's solidified. We're watching it happen in time.
Exactly.
While in the book, it's just like this one person will be like, "Yo, I heard such and such fucking fucked his sister."
Yeah.
And then another person will be like, that's no.
a rumor,
the
yeah.
fuck? Googa Booga told you that?
No, and that's really good because like that's how like times back then were. It was rumored.
In that scene though, where he was saying you have to get the kid with the missing eye. It's not hard to go.
Yep.
They said, well, what if we can't find them? And then it did a long shot on just Damon. And then it just cut to the next scene. So people are theorizing that he could have just told him either there, a son for a son, or be like, literally just get any kid.
I thought they said. I thought well,
He did say a kid for a kid at one point. I
Okay,
want to
then
say that they defaulted to that.
No, yeah, he said he did say a son for the son.
So I think they just kind of defaulted to that when they
Exactly.
couldn't find it.
And then it, like Nick was saying, just while we're on it, I have the book entry where that happens, because in the show, they just get in there, they hold the girl hostage, say which child, pick that one. They silently kill her, and then or the kid while she goes out. In the book,
break it down for us.
They warn the queen that she better make a choice between the two kids instead of saying like which one is which. Say choose the kid, we'll choose either or. They threaten to rape the little girl that's in the room if she doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
And then
if they had time, they probably would have did that.
and then after she chose which of the ones to kill, they woke that kid up and said, "You hear that? Your mom wants you dead," and like started antagonizing the kid instead of just silently killing them.
Yo.
And then they just strike off the boy's head with a single blow. And then the queen begins
blow. What, they have a sword? Because
like
in the show, them motherfuckers pulled out a dagger.
Bro, I thought it was like a hacksaw.
And then the queen starts to scream. So yeah, way different in the book. Way more brutal.
Well, what happened in the show, obviously, that they their whole journey of getting up there, it was so tense and like
It really was.
because it was also like them just meeting Aegon, not meeting Aegon, but like walking past Aegon and him and his boys just sitting at the throne room, just drinking and shit, talking shit. For some reason, I just thought about like us being back in the day, us being in a trap house smoking and just talking shit about some bullshit going on. Anyway. No, why did they bring the dog? Why did he bring the dog?
He's a rat catcher.
The dog is the rat catcher?
Yeah, so he just uses the dog like for his job. So he's just imitating you, like, I'm doing my job, I have the dog, so nobody would question him.
Bro. So he's willingly bringing this dog on, and the commander hems the dude up like, yo, we got to hurry the fuck up. Or I'll kill you and take the money if we don't hurry the fuck up. So the dude... After he's done getting hemmed up, he's mad and he kicks the shit out of the dog. He kicks the shit. I'm talking about it like I'm throwing in slow motion. Like, not me. I do have a soft place for animals and everything, but you ain't have to kick the fucking dog like that.
Whiten you.
Yo, yeah, it is. It's the fucking 1% French in me.
Yeah.
Man, like, god damn.
Giving up.
So anyway, after they kick the dog, they get to moving and everything, and then they have. They meet the one of the maids already, and I think she never liked the High Towers. The maid with the unibrow, and she's like, "Yo," he's like, "Yo, where's the prince and everything?" Nah, nah, nah. And she like kind of points to which direction he's in and everything, and they bust in. They what was her name up? Helena up.
They got into the room where Aegon and Cole. Because you missed that part. Aegon and Cole
they
were planning out war tactics and shit like that.
There was so much in this episode.
Behind the king's back and shit like that. They were already prepping for war. They're already getting their shit together.
Find out. How did that nigga find out?
Otto always finds out. That's the hand. That's the hand. His girl, his daughter, the foot. But like, yeah. No.
I think it's very that scene right there, that kind of made me realize that maybe Eamon isn't dying in this episode. Just the scene with him and Sir Christian Cole talking, because they were planning out not a coup behind the King's back, but just trying to do stuff behind the King's back. And Otto tells him, like, you know, that we don't really, you shouldn't really be doing that and anything. But then we get to the part where he gets in where the commander and Cheese are in the room with the child and Helena and make her choose.
Well, they didn't make her choose. He said, which one's the boy?
Which one's the boy? Yep.
And I think the daughter was younger. I don't think they're twins. I want to say the daughter was a bit younger than the boy. So she was like, I'm gonna give her.
Because
the little boy was kind of annoying.
The beginning, I was talking to my girl about this. Like when she was talking to, when Helena was talking to, when Aegon was talking to Helena, and the maids were saying like, "Yo, she's worried about something," and then she says, "Oh yeah, I'm worried about the rats. I have a vision about the rats," and everybody's just like, well, all the maids are just
they started looking for rats.
Yeah, they just like, yo, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, she's crazy, right?
Yeah,
she has these visions and everything, and come to find out, she was right. She was right, and I think that she was like holding her daughter, so the daughter was like younger than.
I want to say
I want to
say.
Is it Jacaerys? Yeah. Jacaerys the son?
I don't know. Yeah. It don't matter no more.
Yeah, it don't matter no more. But one thing about that scene in particular where Cheese and the commander cut the son's heads off is the sound.
Yeah,
the sounds.
Yep.
And I kind of I wanted to get considered for this episode, and it's only just one episode, but the sound in that shit, it's just nasty, because you hear him. He put his hand over his face, and then you hear like the sawing, the cutting. Yeah. You hear the squealing, and it's like the camera is following Helena and the child. So as they're walking away, the sound kind of dissipates a little bit, but you can hear like you can still hear the head come off, or the head come off and everything. And
that's fucked up.
It's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
I think it's more fucked up to hear than to see.
Oh no, it
like
is,
I was explaining that to my coworker today. Well, like when you see something, you can, like, for me, you understand that it's not real. Mm-hmm. Like when you watch a horror movie or The Boys and you see someone get brutally fucking dismembered and just fucked up, you're like, oh, that's not real.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not as bad in my opinion. But when you hear something, that leaves it up to your imagination.
Your
so
interpretation.
In your head,
yeah,
it is real. Mm-hmm. So hearing it, you're just left to your imagination. So
right.
You're visually seeing this terrible thing happen.
Right.
And I think that's why it's worse. I think it's worse just because hearing it, you're left to your imagination, while seeing it, you're like, oh. And you can just be like, that's not. I mean, I don't want to watch a child's head get cut off, but I just think hearing it is a lot worse than seeing it, because you're left to that.
I didn't think that they were gonna. I keep underestimating HBO. I didn't think they were gonna whistle.
I told you what I said was about. I thought they were gonna kidnap him.
Yeah, that's
and then
what I thought.
I heard the noise. I was like,
oh, they're doing this here. I'm like, yo, like they meant business. But Helena and the child, that's a big ass castle. They just mobbing. She's just walking, trying to get away from Commander and Cheese. And I think this is saying that it's hilarious. I think that I'm just thinking that, oh, they're about to catch up to her. They're about to, because they don't want to get caught or anything. I'm thinking like, oh shit, they're around that corner. They're around their door. No, she walks in on her mother, Allison. Allison. I'm like, white woman with A names. Oh my god. Riding Sir Christian Cole.
Weak.
And
not a hint of doggy.
not a hint of doggy.
Sniff.
And my nigga is just, you gotta lay there and like let her do her thing and everything.
I have a question really quick while we talk about this. Do you guys think that the hygiene back then, like, they make them look really clean in these shows? Do you think that historically that's matching?
No.
Do you think,
hell no.
Because some of them have really white teeth, and I'm like, I don't. You guys didn't have Colgate.
Well, we have a $200 million budget, so somebody gotta have their white.
But my thing is, like,
all should be gross.
I mean, clearly there's dragons and all this other shit, so clearly it's never going to be historically accurate.
And what they
I'm just saying, like, how you getting your teeth cleaned? That's my concern. I know it's not real. I get it. I want to know. I want a show like that.
How did they? Just watch how the
how your lineup so nice in your beard.
Watch how the house was built,
clean.
and they'll show you.
My shit ain't even that clean. I do my own.
No, bro. He was in the beginning of the episode. In the beginning of the episode, he was eating that pussy too.
He was.
Yo, no, it smelled crazy down there.
I'm assuming they only bathe like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks.
Probably not even that.
I don't know. In year one, they bathed once a year.
Yeah.
You're one with Jack Black.
yeah.
I gotta
I
wash
forgot
my
about
hair.
that one.
You washed your hair last year.
With Jack Black and Michael Cera. I love that
That's
shit.
such a good movie.
But no, yeah, so she's in the bed with Kristen Cole, and she's like, yo, what the hell happened? And she said, yo, they killed him. They killed him.
That was it.
And that was it.
What's up?
That was it, man. It was but I don't like that nigga Kristen Cole, bro. He's such a bitch, bro.
Oh
He is
my
such
God.
I don't like any of
He
them.
is such
Bro, he's so
a
weak.
bro. Because like in the first season, he was just on this thing of my honor, this and that, and then he sleeps with Rhaenyra, and then he like, we should go away and go sell oranges and shit. And she like, nigga, no, I got to be the queen of this. What's it called?
We
nigga,
should go
this
and
land.
sell oranges.
Way bigger
So you just want me to be your whore,
Oh yeah, you
Which
did
is
say that.
exactly what he's doing for
which is
Allison.
exactly. So then after she rejected his ass, he turned into a little gossipy bitch.
Dude, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, I never liked her. I never did this for her. I never loved her like that.
You know, I
And
heard she can't tie her own shoes. That's like, shut the fuck up, dude. What is wrong with you?
yo, honestly, man, I mean, I don't. You haven't watched Game of Thrones, right?
No, that's why this is refreshing for me because I don't have to.
You kind of do, but you have never watched
I
Game
don't.
of Thrones, right?
I have.
Sorry, Wes. Have you watched Game of Thrones? All right. So, like, do you guys think that the beginning, first two seasons of House of the Dragon? Remember the first season? You only watched the first season.
Did you watch the first season of House of the Dragon?
Yeah. Do you think that's better than the first season of Game of Thrones?
No.
I was talking about this with my friend.
Yep.
Like, depends the kind of story you're going for.
Mm.
So, not including like how you already mentioned, House of the Dragons, the books are written not as a story but as history.
Mm.
While Game of Thrones, it's like it's a story, it's a fantasy story. So, for me personally, if I'm reading or getting into a piece of fiction, I like to have people that I'm behind, or like a character that is heroic or has good morals, where I'm like, yeah, I want to see you succeed. I like how you're going, or some like just a hero kind of mentality.
Right.
And in Game of Thrones, the first season, you had that with Jon, Rob, just the Starks in general, Ned, like stuff like that, while everybody else was pieces of shit. And then the way it ends is like, oh, wait, the dude we thought was the main character died. So it was like, okay, now we're interested for the next season. With House of the Dragon, it was more so everybody's a piece of shit. There wasn't, when I was watching this, I was like, man, I want to see all of you fucking fail. I was like, I don't want to see any of you succeed. Fuck all of you.
In all
And
fairness, they all do fail.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And so there wasn't like anything that I could say like after I finished the first season that I was like, okay, like not the only reason that I got excited for season 2 was because my friend Stevie, who's really, really, really into the books and the lore, he's read every single book that there is for the Game of Thrones stuff. He's saying this season is when it's going to pop off, and then season 3 is when it's going to be at its peak. And so did my coworker. Coworker said the same kind of thing. But now for this season, when this dropped recently, I don't know who said it, but it was one of the creators said that episode 3 or 4 of this season is going to be at the level of Battle of the Bastards.
Oh wow!
And
I did hear about it's like 2 big fight scenes.
I remember.
I hear
Yeah.
something absolutely
Battle of the
massive.
Bastards.
And so alone, anybody can say, like my friend Stevie, they could say, oh yeah, it's going to be hype what's about to come because they read what's going on. But I don't know, so my expectations don't really know. But for the creators to say, yeah, it's going to be on the level of Battle of the Bastards, now my expectations are up here. Like, I think this will be pretty fucking insane in the way that it's starting to set up. I could see it.
Well,
Oh, yeah, but then that's pretty much what I mean, the difference between the first season of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. I couldn't really say one is better than the other than I prefer Game of Thrones because it has more heroes and more storylines going on. While House of the Dragon, again, is just more historical, but I would say has more like content in it of politicalness and or twist, at least, to have something happen that you wouldn't expect, while in Game of Thrones, there are more buildup of season 1.
Well, I don't really think it's as good as Game of Thrones. Probably just because I watched so much Game of Thrones, and this is still fresh and new. I only watched House of Dragon, probably season 1, probably like once or twice, and like you just said, it's kind of like I already know what's gonna happen. Like I already know all these niggas gonna fail, but watching to see how they fought, like how they fuck up and like how the Targaryens like lose everything, I'm very interested in that because in Game of Thrones, with Daenerys and everything, and her just being the last like of the Targaryens, it was such a interesting point for me. So I like to see where everything else is going, but I don't really think these. I don't remember how season 2 of Game of Thrones started.
I couldn't. It's all meshed for me.
I don't remember, but season 1, I think is way better, especially with the whole Ned Stark ending thing. I know they probably tried to do the thing with her son dying,
That little boy,
the little boy dying, and
we didn't care about him.
And yeah, I really wasn't too invested in him, but I was very invested in the character of Ned, and just with fantasy, it got these tropes.
Shit.
Fantasy's got these tropes where the good guy always wins. Somehow somebody's gonna shoot an arrow and the executioner is gonna die. Nope, that nigga dead. No, I really like that shit. Yeah. So
it's on par with Veronica.
Huh. In what ways? Thank you. Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you.
But very good way to start the season. I don't know how, when they said like, yo, we gotta get it back in blood, I just thought they was gonna get the nigga with the one aiming, and then I thought it was gonna be it.
He gotta fight my man's first. What's his name? Damon?
Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah.
They gonna fight.
That's why I said that the scene where him and Kristen Cole were talking and planning about how they're gonna
I can't wait to see Christian Cole die.
Bro, I cannot wait for that nigga to die. I hope
he dies.
I hope like a dragon like bites half of his body.
I want him to whimper like a child. I want him to be a little bitch.
So is there any way that he can get redeemed?
No, he's a bitch. He can't be redeemed at all. He's the worst. He has created a personality to where there's no thing that, like, nothing he does will be redeemable, because everything is going to look like it's done to make himself feel better, or look better, or to save his own skin. He's not going to do anything to save anyone else, to redeem anyone else. Nothing. He's not. We're going to be talking about a character who's going to be redeemed soon in a different show, a little bit later on. I'll tell you how that character is getting redeemed.
Okay.
This guy, no fucking way whatsoever.
So
no way.
A lot of things that I seen was like after the whole reaction of the episode was what are these people gonna say when they say, yo, what were you doing while the king was getting his head cut? I mean, the prince was getting his head cut off. What were you doing? Allison, what were you doing while all this other stuff was happening? Are they gonna cover the shit up?
Christian Cole, where were you?
Yeah, Christian Cole, where were you? Where were all the guards at?
Yeah, that's true.
There was no guard.
Pretty laxed area.
Oh my god, bro, that shit,
True.
that place
just
was
let him watch
empty. It was nobody in there. It was just that one unibrow bitch that looked like goddamn Emma Stone and Poor Things, and it was in the dog. It was nobody else there. It was nobody else there.
Yeah.
And it's the print. Well, they probably thinking, well, they probably not gonna come. That's probably what led to the King's Landing having so many soldiers everywhere. That incident right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have to wait and see. Well, anything else on the House of the Dragon? Them dragons?
I just thought that the episode 1 started off kind of tamed at the beginning. I was like, okay. It said soft start.
Okay.
And then we got to the end, and I said, Jesus, fuck. God, I guess they had to ease it in before they shoved it in.
They do it.
God damn.
How you fucking do
Good
it.
Lord.
Another thing about real quick on Aegon, the whole thing with him talking into the small folk and Otto.
I will say,
I like him as that.
As a king, like he was shitting on the people in the war room because he's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
But when it came to the town folk, I think it's because he spent so much time in like, because he was in like a whorehouse or something, or his kids were. There was like, I forget where he like ran away. I think he spent so much time with like town folk. He kind of was like, oh,
Sympathizes with him.
yeah, these people aren't that bad. Like they deserve better. Because like every person who walked up, he's like, yeah, what do you want, dude? It's for you.
It's you.
You want a
Take
sheep?
it.
Give him a sheep.
Take
Like,
it.
give him his whole flock back, dude. Then fucking Otto is like, we can't do that. And he's like, never mind. And then the townspeople, like, you knew when you were going, I'd be like, please don't walk up. Please don't walk up, Otto. Please don't walk up, Otto. And then if you see Otto walk up, like, fuck.
Yeah.
You see, like
Not getting what I
it's
asked for.
fucking he roll his eyes and because what was the dude's
Fuck
name?
Otto,
You
dude.
whatever. Yeah. Otto. No, I don't like.
But yeah, that
not-
shit.
not a
I
fan
did
of
like
Otto.
that about him. I feel like, I don't know, because he was forced into the King's, like,
Yeah, you didn't want it.
he did
didn't
not
want-
want
yeah, he
that.
did not want it.
So I think it's a little unfair on him too, because he's young still. You know, he's very impressionable still, and I think like it's just nothing but petty shit. It's petty ass adults using their kids to fight their war.
Yeah,
except
or
for
living through their kids.
Rhaenyra.
Okay, bro. Okay, look. There's evil on both sides.
No, there's evil on both
Yeah,
sides.
yeah, of
That
course.
Damon. I feel like out of all the characters, though, I think Rhaenyra is like the least.
well,
Correct.
most
Alicent.
people are going for Team Black anyway. For Rhaenyra and them.
I'm always black.
Okay, happy Juneteenth.
Thank you.
Well, no, people are going for Team Rhaenyra, and I don't know, dog. I like Alice.
Yeah, I think just
I keep saying- I
Alicent
think
is
that's more
more
of a
so
look for you.
like she's just thrown into what is going on while Rhaenyra's like wants it to go on.
Well, yeah.
It's like the difference between Walt's wife and Marty's wife.
Mm.
Like Hank's wife didn't want any of that shit. She's like, get the fuck out of here. Let's I don't want any of this. I'm just thrown into it like Alicent, where she's like, if we could, I'd want everything to be peaceful, genuinely.
Yeah.
But she's like, I guess I have to make hard decisions. So she's just like,
Duality.
all right, listen what you're doing. All right, I guess I'll do it. While Rhaenyra's like, no, I want this.
Mhm.
Like I do want
Yeah,
this.
she's off the heels of anger.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know,
like,
your son
she-
just got
yeah,
eaten,
she
and
is
you
not-
think because you're not there. You know what I'm saying? And this is a time when text messaging wasn't around,
Yeah.
so
You
she
gotta
can't
send
send
a
a
Raven-
text
Raven.
and be like, "Yo, that was an accident. My bad. Like for
Yo,
real. Let's talk
rip-
about it." Instead, she's like, "This was an act of war. That little fucker ate my son on purpose." Like, because you don't know. And of course, Not Aragon, but Aemon's not going to be like, I lost control of the dragon for a second. No, he doesn't want to seem like a little bitch. So he'd be like, I was in control the whole time. I wanted to eat that little fucker. He took my ass.
No, and he was scared. And when it happened, because I just
I
recently
seen his
watched it
face.
again, he
I
was
seen his little bitch.
he was
ass
fucking
face.
scared. He was scared.
But
of
he's
all
not
that
gonna
shit
let
was
them
happening.
know that.
Oh no, hell no.
He's gonna lose his.
No,
dragon.
because he was even when he was a kid and they cut his eye out and they all of them were fighting him. Like he kind of gave off that impression like, oh, I'm bigger than y'all, I'm older, so you know I'm the older sibling, so y'all gotta whim the what the fuck I say, and honestly, just a little bitch, just a little bitch. So I mean, yo, it's bad people on both sides. You fucking your uncle, and you mad?
Are
that
they
she
fucking? They already fucked. Never mind. I forgot they fucked at that whorehouse. I don't know if they were still fucking.
Well, they're like together.
They're together. Yeah,
I thought
he
that was just
killed
for
his
show.
wife for this.
No,
Sorry, not his.
He
no,
did.
he did kill his first
He
wife.
did kill
he
his
did kill his
wife.
first wife.
He-
He's been planning this shit forever.
God.
No,
Yo,
she had that the gay husband as show.
Yo,
Yeah,
I,
she
I,
did. Yeah.
I love.
I'm glad he got out of
there.
there. I'm glad he got
Yeah,
out of
good
there.
for him.
I'm cutting my hair off.
I'll take back my
Leave it.
before he's
Well,
the
they're
an
only one.
incest.
They killed his little
His
sneaky
lover.
link.
Yeah, it beat him to death, but not
Yeah.
because of that.
No,
It was Christian Cole beat him to death.
Yeah.
Oh no, Christian Cole beat him to death because didn't he find out about it or some shit?
I don't remember exactly what it was
Because it
for.
was Christian Cole being
I think
petty.
no. He found out about something. Yeah, he knew about something, and they
him
beat
being
him.
petty as fuck.
Yeah.
What
So
a pussy.
that's whack.
But I
All
mean, speaking of pussies,
right, go ahead.
The Boys, season 4.
Season 4.
We got the first 3 episodes.
I'm only on season 2, but
Pussy.
Sarah, go ahead.
And I feel like if you watched any of it,
I have. No, I've watched it all.
you watched all 3 episodes of season 4 so far.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on season 4? We got 3 episodes so far. We get introduced to a few new characters, Firecracker or whatever her
Firecracker.
fucking name is. Sister Sage, who would
Yes.
prefer to be just called Sage because she
Sage.
thinks the sister part is racist.
Kind of.
Is
Sister. So,
costume.
It's
so
sister with an A, ain't it?
well, no, it's sister. It's Sister Sage. So a little backstory on Sister Sage. This is a crazy part about people too.
Go ahead.
Sister Sage was created specifically for the show. She's not a character in the comics at all. And and people are still complaining because she's the smartest person on the planet in the show. Okay. Sister Sage's power is being the smartest person on the planet. And so people are complaining about her because like Homelander has her join the Seven because he's looking for a way to stop aging. Because in the first part of the episode, like when we see in episode 1, when we see Homelander for the first time, episode 1, season 4, they do a shot where it's like a downward view and it looks like he's outside staring off like a building. And then the camera kind of pans behind him. He's actually at a urinal pissing. They just did the scene so well. It looks like he's outside.
That is one thing about the boys in general. You know, I'm on season 2. They have great. They spend a lot of money and care on this show.
Oh yeah. But so it shows him pissing, and then he pulls out one of his pubes, and it's white, and it's freaking him the fuck out. And later on, you see that he has, Later on, you see he has a jar full of them. So he's scared of aging. Like it's one of his biggest fears in the show. So I think he's like, I don't know for sure, but I think he's trying to get Sister Sage, not only because he wants to know how to stop aging and all that good jazz, but no one will say no to him.
I've noticed that.
It pisses him off in season 4 that no one will say no to where there's a scene in episode 1 where he's having a meeting. They're trying to decide who the new members are going to be, replacing the ones that died in the previous season. Spoiler alert. And
I like how you did say who died. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So he's sitting there, and they're like going through the list, and like I forget what the redheaded girl's name is. I always forget her name. What is it?
Maeve?
No. She's like the
bro. Oh my god.
like the president of the
A.
company. I always forget her name. I want to say it's Allison, but I could be wrong. I want to say it's Allison.
Ashley.
Yeah, it's Ashley. Yeah, Ashley.
Yeah, she's just Fear the Walking Dead.
She's giving off she's naming all the superheroes and all this, and she's like, this one's really good. And he goes, sounds like a fucking idiot. And she goes, you're right, sir. He is. And then he's like, you can see him physically getting angrier. And then the Deep's just like, yeah, that guy's a fucking tool. This, that. A-Train's not saying shit. A-Train's just sitting there.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
Just real quick. Yo, I'm season 1. So the Deep is in Sandusky, Ohio.
Yes.
And he brings a girl back. And she kind of like sexually assaults him. Yeah. And like she's like, yo, take your fucking shirt off. Let him see your shirt. And his fucking gills under his shirt. And he's just self-conscious and insecure about the gills. And it's so fucking funny. It's hilarious because they flip it on the side, because it's like he was just, when Starlight first got in there, he pulls his dick out. Sorry, spoiler alert.
He essayed her.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. He pulls his dick out, like beats off in front of her, and like
he makes her blow him.
Yeah. Then makes her what's it called and everything. And I love how not less than 4 episodes later, or 5, he's sent to Ohio and he brings a girl back, and she's just like, yeah, take your fucking shirt off, put my finger in your gill. Yo, that shit was hilarious, and that's good writing. But go ahead.
Yeah, it is. And also, hey, now you see what it's like, buddy.
Now you see what it's like, buddy.
You do it.
But
yeah, so they're Deep is just also agreeing with him the whole time. You can see him verbally getting angry. And also, I'm sorry, this will be a spoil for you, but the Black Noir of this season.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So Black Noir, as you know, it doesn't speak at all, right? Okay. Well, this one does. And I think it was at that meeting. Was it at that meeting where it's a different meeting. Okay.
No.
Where he sits down in a chair and he's just, they're like, is Black Noir asleep? He goes, sorry, I'm narcoleptic.
No. He did that there. He did it at that
shit was so fucking funny.
The first thing he said.
Sorry, I'm narcoleptic. It was fucking knocked out, dude. But so Homelander's fucking getting pissed that everybody keeps agreeing with him. So he's like, Deep, I want you to blow A-Train.
Oh, yeah, I see.
And Deep was like, you're joking, right? And he just went off on a rant, too.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys just agree with everything I fucking say. And they're like, this is one of your jokes. This is a test. And he goes, no.
No.
Oh, no, that was different. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The way the light is hitting your eyes, it kind of look like you about to shoot lasers.
I am Homelander.
No, but keep going.
But yeah, he's like, blow A-Train. And he's like, are you for real? He goes, yeah. He goes, if you don't blow A-Train, I'll kill you. So Deep gets over there, gets on his knees. He looks up at A-Train. Ashley's face. She's
just like that Challenger's face. That's hilarious.
She's that Jack Nicholson, bro. But he gets on his knees. He looks up at A-Train. He's like, He goes, I'm sorry, bro. This isn't me. And then
This isn't
Homelander's like, bro, stop. He's like, y'all will really do whatever I fucking tell you to do. So that's when he.
What did the Deep say though? He said something fucking hilarious where he was. I can't remember what he said either.
So good,
but it was something that he's like, it's not gay because something.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he said that shit. He goes, it's not gay, dude. He's like, it's just this is to live. He's like, it's not gay.
Well, it takes so long for me to watch this
That
show.
shit was so fucking funny. But yeah, so that happens, and then he meets Sister Sage, and like he shows up at her apartment. She's from Detroit. So, he shows up at her apartment. She like immediately just breaks him down. She's like, you're aging, you're scared, this, that, and the other. And he's like, I want you to join the 7. He's like, you're going to be someone. He goes, I know that you're not going to agree with everything I say, and you're going to hold me accountable. And she was like, no. She goes,
it's changing.
Well, she tells him, your ego won't allow that. She goes, you're going to battle me, and your ego won't allow it. And he like kind of argues with her. She goes, you're doing it right now. And he goes, okay, I see that. My bad. So he's like, all right, say less. So he was like, we want you to join the 7. We want you to be Sister Sage. And she's like, that's racist. She goes, why am I Sister Sage? She goes, I'd rather just be called Sage.
Wait, so he named her Sister Sage?
No, the Vought.
Okay.
The Vought did. And she was like, that's racist as fuck. And so yeah, she ends up joining the 7 though, because she wants to see. There's something about her. She's not on his side. She says she's on his side, but she's just starting shit. She's just starting shit to start shit.
The best way that I saw it, and I saw it from a tweet that actually made it more sense, was when she agreed to go with him. I was telling Santuan and Benny at the time, I was like, dude, she is like the smartest person. So like for her to genuinely understand fucking everything, you could be manipulative. We know the smarter you are, the more knowledge you have, the more evil you can be and the more corrupted. And then I saw a tweet that compared her to like Ozymandias?
Ozymandias. Yeah, from Watchmen.
Watchmen, yes. And
because the whole thing was him manipulating. If you've never seen Watchmen or read Watchmen, Ozzy was a superhero, smartest man on the planet. First off, if you haven't read or seen the movie came out in, I think, 2009.
One of the best.
The comic, I think, like the 70s. If you haven't read that or seen that fucking movie, I'm not saying spoiler alert. I'm not.
Okay,
that's on you, fuckers.
Read the comics.
Like
Read the comics.
That's on fucking you.
Read the comics.
But
Comics.
Ozzy, so it's during the Cold War for Watchmen. You have Dr. Manhattan, who is literally fucking God. He exists in the past, present, and future. He can see the future. So this man, Ozzy, made it a way to corrupt the future in Dr. Manhattan's mind where he couldn't see the future anymore. And it fucked him up. He's like, dude, why can't I see it? And then he made it so it seemed like the people around him were dying from cancer that they got from him for being around him. Yeah. So he was fucking with Dr. Manhattan, mind you, who was basically a god. Yeah. And again, it's during the height of the Cold War. They're trying to end the Cold War. So Ozzy is doing all these evil things in the shadows. Nobody knows it's Ozzy till like chapter, I think it's 15 issue or 12 issue run. And it's not till like issue like 10 or 11 they find out that Ozzy is the one behind it all, right? So he kills the comedian at the beginning, who is played by Negan, that guy, Dean Morgan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's in The Boys. And he does all this plotting and planning shit, and he sets off bombs all around the world that look like it's Dr. Manhattan's doing, killing millions of people. And the thing that I love most about him is because he's explaining his whole plot. He's explaining everything that he's going to do, how he got to where he was going. He's explaining it to Owlman and Rorschach, and they're like, well, we'll just stop you. And he goes, you can't. I activated my plan 34 minutes ago. He's like, you think I was going to wait for you to get here? He's like, it's already done.
Yeah, dude.
That was the greatest moment to me ever, because like you read comics, you watch these shows, no villain ever just does it. Yeah. He's like, bro, you guys were at the front fucking door and I had bombs going off. And Dr. Manhattan sees what he has done, accepts it, and goes, this is the only way we could have stopped this. He became the enemy of the world. Ozzy made it so all the world had one enemy to go against. So the Cold War forfeited. Yeah. They all wanted Dr. Manhattan dead. Dr. Manhattan said, fuck, I'm going to go live on Mars. I don't fuck with you people anyway.
Oh, that's where that what's it called come from.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm just going to go live on Mars, bro. That's it. That's it. And he did. He went and lived on Mars. Again Watchmen's really good.
Because I'm just remembering the HBO match.
Yeah, she's
that's
just
where the
like
comparison
Ozzy.
is, where it feels like she is going to use Homelander, or obviously for her own benefits. She's using her platform and her power for her own benefits. We just don't know the plan, but I think it's something massive on the scale like Ozymandias, or like however you say it. Yeah, it's storming crazy out there.
Yeah.
What was about to? Oh no. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So, but she's Sister Sage is great. I'm just gonna call her Sage because that's what she wants.
That's what she wants, guys.
Great. Fire, and then we're introduced to Firecracker or whatever her name is.
Firecracker.
In this season, and she's supposed to be kind of like, we're making fun of the super conservative people who are like, the gays are taking your kids, this, that, and the other. And like they believe in all these crazy ass conspiracy theories that like reptilians are running the fucking government and you can eat bullets now and this shit. And I don't know, I just said that one. But anyway, they're making fun of that person, right? The Eric Kripke or whatever his name is said who they were actually basing it off of. She's some politician.
Mary Elizabeth Green?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. That one, did she just get in trouble?
Yeah, because it was some big Congress meeting
with Dr. Fauci, and she kept saying shit.
Saying like she's like, what do you know about this stuff? And he's like,
that's
I'm
her?
a doctor, and
Yeah.
she's like, he shouldn't be a doctor. We should revoke your license to be a doctor.
So
And he's
he
like,
based her, like the Firecracker, off that woman.
Oh,
So
it's the same lady who recently also in the Congress was like, they were arguing. She was something like, yeah, well, your makeup's stupid.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
hate the way
are
that
you,
you
what the fuck are you talking about?
So that's who she kind of based in. So they, for also
Patty.
a lot of
world?
right wing people are really mad because they're seeing themselves being reflected in this show, and they're not liking it. But in all fairness, this is how you guys look. All right?
Yo.
All right, a hit dog hollers.
I thought that the whole show was not the whole show, but like they've been
Yes.
saying that forever in the show.
Yeah,
And they have.
Homelander has been not subtly.
They make fun of both sides.
Exactly.
Oh, they
make
do.
fun of
Of
both
course,
sides.
it's the extreme. The whole world is the extreme of both sides.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
they even do that. They even do that in South Park and everything. They make
Yeah.
fun of
But
both,
that's
like
you're
of
supposed
everybody.
to. Yeah, you're supposed to.
That's singling somebody out.
Yeah, but it's the right that's getting super upset about it. It's like, bro,
They
first
always
off,
do.
it's a show. Calm the fuck down. But anyway, they kind of, in my opinion, they also kind of humanized Firecracker because she was singling out everything that had to do with Starlight. I was about to call her as Spotlight. Everything that had to do with Starlight. So Starlight confronts her because she's doing that newscast. She goes, I got into the 7 and I didn't have to blow anyone. Because it came out that Starlight got in the 7 for blowing something. Blowing the deep. And she goes, I didn't even have to blow anyone. So Starlight's like, bro, fuck this bitch. I'm about to go confront her. So she shows up to her house at the 7, her little room, which was Starlight's room first.
So Starlight's still.
So
in the
she
seven.
confronts her. She's like, bro, what is wrong with you? What the fuck? Like, why are you coming at me so hard? And she goes, you don't remember me, do you? Starlight's like, why the fuck would I remember you, bro? She was like, beauty pageants? We were 13. She goes, you spread a nasty rumor about me. She goes, we were 13. She said, you told everyone I fucked all the judges. And she was like, and you called me fat and this, that, and the other. She was like, you called me a fat bitch and told everybody I fucked all the judges.
I shot up the school.
So, well, she was like,
Sounds like some.
but it's like, but it shows you like, bro, there are lasting effects on the shit that you do in life. Yeah. So it's like, just because you're good now, you don't make up for the bullshit that you've done. And that is true. Like, that's a 13-year-old girl, and you're telling everyone she fucked these judges. Like, as a kid, anything that's said about you, that can be damaging. No, and look what it did. Look at what it built. Look what it created. You know what I'm saying? And Starlight's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I apologize. No, I was 13. My mom was making me. It's like, you can say your mom was making you, but that's an excuse, man. And it's like, the best you can do is apologize and try and make it up for it now. That's the best you can do. But the damage is done. You know why she is the way she is about you. Like, do better. Just do better. And speaking about doing better, A-Train. Little redemption arc. Not like Cole. Not like Christian Cole. So
the dude who killed his girlfriend.
So listen, Linda. So in the episode, I forget which one, they got Homelander on trial like they do Trump. Okay? But Homelander is found not guilty. And Sage is on the Starlight. They got Starlight people and they got Homelander's people, like gang wars. All right, they're both on different sides. You know, they're both aggressive protesters, just like in real life. Both aggressive protesters. And Sage is in Starlight's group right now. Okay. When they find Homelander not guilty, they're at the courthouse. They're like, Homelander's not guilty. Everyone on Homelander's side, they all have actual group names. I don't know what the fuck they are right now. They start cheering. Sage has a cup of coffee. She goes, "Shut up, fascist." And she throws it in one of their faces and then backs out. They all start brawling. They all start beating the shit out of each other, right? So while it was before this happens, because I skipped a little bit on this. Before this happens, Mother's Milk is following Todd, who is his ex-wife's boyfriend. Follows him because his ex-wife...
Monique, right?
Yeah, his ex-wife is like, you know, we haven't talked to Todd in a while. You know, ever since he got really obsessed with Homelander and shit, he's been weird. He won't answer my texts. He won't answer my calls. I'm just worried about him. And they mentioned Todd's got a big dick. He's a swinger. He's got that meat stick on him. Because they make a joke. Mother Mill's like, he was a good guy to our daughter. He goes, "That's why you were with him, right?" He was like, "Couldn't have been the dick." And she just kind of sits there in silence. And he goes, and then they're in the car because Frenchie and Kimiko went with him. And then Frenchie's like, "Your wife dated that man." I don't know what accent I'm doing. I'm trying French. But
No, it was good.
I felt like it come out Spanish.
Yeah, that's what I was
Like a
getting.
Splinter Cell villain.
It was Spanish.
I was trying to do Frenchie, dude. I was trying to do Frenchie so bad, dude. He was in my head. I'm sorry, I tried to sound French. Anyway, Frenchie's like, your wife was dating that guy. He must have a pretty big dick. And then Mother's Milk didn't say anything. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But he meets up with Sage. Todd meets up with Sage and like 3 other Homelander fans. Biggest fans, right? She goes, "Homelander's in the building. Come with me." Mother Milk taking pictures of the whole meeting. Yeah. Okay. She says, "Come in the building. He's with me." So they go up to this little room with a whole bunch of Homelander shit. Homelander goes in there, greets them. Deep's in there. Black Noir's in there. A-Train's in there, right?
Right.
He's like, "Oh, hey, guys, this, that, and the other. Good to meet you guys. You guys are my biggest fans, huh?" And they're like, yeah. We love your dick. And then he's like, cool. He's like, cool. He takes a bag, throws it on the ground. It's got 3 baseball bats in it. He says, "Black Noir, Deep, A-Train, beat these 3 men to death." He goes, "Then wait further instructions."
Wait. So who threw the bag on the ground?
Homelander.
Okay.
He threw the bag on the ground. He said, "Beat these 3 men to death."
Okay.
And await further instructions. And he just leaves the room. And you can see A-Train's like, "I know."
A little bit, just to add a little bit more in there. Before he left, I'm getting in there. I'm going to get right in there. Before Homelander left the room, that's when the Deep was like, "It's just another one of your tests. You're just bullshitting this." And he's like, "No, if you don't do this, whatever the repercussions is." He's like, "Do it now." I can't remember how he pushed him to do it, but then
I think he said he was just going to kill all of them in the room.
Okay, then yeah. Oh yeah, I think yeah. And then he's like, "I'll just do it myself, but I just want you guys to fucking do it."
Yeah.
So,
and everyone hesitates except for Black Noir, who just
dude, that shit was
first dude just blows his shit out. And then the Deep starts beating his dude to death. Todd's the last one left. He goes to run out the room. A-Train stops him, runs in front of him, and then I think Black Noir kills him too. So A-Train doesn't kill any of them.
Okay.
He doesn't kill any of them. You can see on his face that he literally just doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to be there.
Well, even from like season 1, I could tell that he was always like he was doing things from trying to fit in standpoint.
Yeah.
Trying to like
that's kind of his whole characters. Like he's just being part of the system.
Yeah,
like
he
he's
doesn't really know who he is.
misrepresenting.
And in this
what he's
season,
doing.
he kind of sees like they never did anything good for anyone.
My main thing that I'm realizing with A-Train's like rehabilitation is when Sage said to Homelander,
Death
like,
scene coming up
because
too.
Homelander's like, what the fuck do? I don't know what I want. Like, I'm at the top. Everybody says yes to me, and I think I want power, but I'm not happy. What the fuck? And so Sage was suggesting, like, yeah, but it's because you're being ran by humans, and you're a superhero. You're a superhuman. That's why you're depressed. And so now Homelander has in this head of, like, you're superior than humans, and he tries instilling that into the kid.
Right.
And I felt like when he made the Deep and them try to kill them, he didn't watch it. So at that moment, I thought it was a test to see, like, would you kill them or not? And in that moment, we saw that Deep and Black Noir just straight up did it. So since A-Train didn't, my thing is that A-Train has humanity. He still does see humans on the same level as him. Yeah. So we see from the Deep, Black Noir, and Homelander, they obviously think they're higher.
Yeah.
So
well, Black Noir, and again, sorry, Lear, a little bit of a spoiler. This is an actor.
Yeah.
This is an actor. He was hired because when he did that, he goes, "Do we always do stuff like that?"
No. It was the funniest fucking thing because
Black Noir did not talk at all. For like the
his
first week.
main,
I remember
the first big thing that he said that I noticed was that part, because after he killed them all, and he was, like Nick said, he was gung ho about it. Like, he just did straight what he said, killed A-Train's guy too, and then after it was all said and done, they just all sat there, and then Black Noir just goes, that was really fucked up, guys.
Do we do that all the time?
Yeah.
So, but I think A-Train is becoming, this is his redemption arc, for sure, because you can see he feels bad, and like, so those guys that got killed, they get put at the scene of the fight, at the courtroom, or not the courtroom, but outside the courthouse between the Starlighters and the Homelanders. And they put those 3 dead people there because they're known to be huge Homeland supporters. And they said 2 people from Starlight's camp killed them. They blamed just 2 black dudes.
Yeah.
And they arrest them immediately. No, nothing, right? Yeah. So then A-Train drops off a flash drive with video footage of those 2 dudes somewhere else before those murders took place. Somewhere where they could never have been there for the murders to take place. So he frees them. He gets them free. He's like, and he says, it just doesn't feel right.
Well, even when A-Train ran through Robin, he was remorseful about it. And when he met up, when him and at the end of season 1, when him and Hugh were like in the face off and everything, he was like, "Well, you killed Pop Claw by making me killer and everything." But he really did like sound remorseful doing all this stuff. So it all looked like all of that shit is just weighing on him.
Yeah, well, because and in this one it shows a lot more because he's like talking to his nephews and he's like, I did this, and this, and his brother his brother rolls up, and that'll make sense after season 3.
Okay, all right.
His brother rolls up and was like, he's lying to your fucking face. He's like, I was there for everything he just said. He goes, all that was like paid actors, like. That was all like staged. Right. All the hero saves are staged. They're not real. And so he makes him look like shit in front of his nephews. And he doesn't do anything. He's just like, fuck, he's right. So later on, Huey gets into a little thing with Homelander, and Homelander's hunting him down.
Again?
Yeah. And A-Train comes to save him. A-Train run in. He's just like, he doesn't say why, he just saves him. He goes.
What's really cool about that is with the flash drive that A-Train had, he actually gave it to Mother's Milk. And I don't know who correlated what, but once they had the meeting, they kind of threatened each other where
Mother's Milk set that up.
Okay. Gotcha. Because A-Train was like, I could fucking kill you right now. Like, what are you doing? And then he's like, well, I know, like, if you wanted to, you would have already. Like, we wouldn't be talking right now if you knew that I didn't have something on you, vice versa. He's like, I have these pictures, I have this, so you don't want to fuck with me. Right. So A-Train's like, can't remember like quote for quote, but he's like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but it feels like the right thing. Take this flash drive to save those people, blah, blah. They have their conflict. And then when he saved Huey, actually, no. Mother's Milk tells Huey and Starlight that he got it from A-Train, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
A-Train dropped the flash drive off when Huey and Starlight got back to the building, and he said, "Damn, it took y'all a while to get here." He goes, "The only reason I did that or something is because y'all didn't interrupt me while I was with my nephew. You guys let me have my peace."
You're right. Okay.
And then Starlight was like, "That was Huey. Huey let you be with your nephews." She was like, "I wanted to go in there and burn you right off rip." And he was like, well, I appreciate that. He's like, here's the hard drive of the 2 Starlighters and where they were during the murders. This will clear their names. And then he runs off. And then Mother's Milk finds out about that. And he was like, I want to turn A-Train. He goes, I think A-Train will come and work with us. And they were like, no, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. And he was like, no, I think it'll work. So he clones his brother's phone and says, hey, I want to talk. And he tricks him into coming up to the track. Right. And that's when they have that talk. And then that's when they get into the thing because they're trying to bug a meeting between for the whatchamacallit, what's her name? The senator or the vice president?
Newman.
They're trying to bug her and like catch her and like do some shit to her because they're trying to out her for being a soup. But they're trying to do it in a way because she knows they know none of them can get at each other. So anyway, sorry, spoiler. Season 3 is going to be wild for you. Anyway, they find out Homelander and Sage are there too, which was not part of the plan. They weren't supposed to be there. So Huey's in the fucking air duct above the meeting and a sweat falls off his head and lands right on Homelander's shoulder. He looks up. He knows exactly who's up there. Dude. Huey's booking it. Yeah. Homelander's using his X-ray vision and then just using his heat vision and just lasering. So, mind you, they're having a meeting at a ice rink. They're about to have a play for Vought or some shit. It has to do with Jesus and Christmas. And they're mad that people are saying Happy Holidays. So it's like a musical about Christmas and not saying Happy Holidays. So they're practicing, right? They're practicing on the ice rink, right? So Mother's Milk takes the motherfucking light and shoots it into Homelander's eyes as he's about to laser him. So, of course, this man's got enhanced vision, so it blinds the shit out of him. So he moves his head, but his lasers still shoot. So he cuts Maeve, the Maeve dancer, in half, killing her immediately. So everyone else on the ice rink starts freaking out, and they got Jesus on the rink. Jesus is skating for his life. He said, not again. Y'all are not going to nail me. He cut off the fingers of some other person. He slit one of the 3 horsemen or whatever his name was. What is the men?
3 wise men.
The men that were wise. He slit one of their throats on accident with the blade. Like he's killing everyone trying to get out. It's so fucking funny, bro. And Homelander's just trying to laser Huey. That's when Huey gets up to the roof. Homelander goes up on the roof. Huey's not there no more. That's when A-Train saved him. And I think that's around when the episode ends around there.
I do like the.
What was cool about that part was when Huey did say, "Why did you save me?" A-Train didn't say a word. He looked, he kind of thought, and then he just dipped.
Yep. There's more to the season that we're not bringing up, but there's so much because it's 3 episodes. Oh, yeah. So, and they're an hour each. Mm-hmm. So we're not about to cover everything, just the juicy best parts. Yeah. Because there's shit going on with Ryan and Butcher, but I mean, it's whatever. It's fine.
Frenchie, his little
Frenchie. Everyone's mad because Frenchie's gay now. Well, Frenchie's been hinted at being bisexual every season.
Like I just said, I'm literally watching this shit 3 days ago.
Yeah,
before even season 4 even came out, and I saw Frenchie in the first 3 or 4 minutes of me seeing him. I'm like, he might be like a little bi or a little
because he had a bunch.
He has an open relationship
and shit.
Well, yeah,
with
like
that one
just
girl
like
back,
his
black haired girl.
So then when everybody came out or somebody in some Discord was like, yo, they made French gay or they did something to Frank or they gayified French. I'm like, bro, I didn't even see season 4 or whatever's going on, and I could already tell like the dude was like, not sure about himself.
Bro, my memory is terrible. I'm watching and I was like, oh yeah, he fucked a guy before earlier. In my mind, I was like, I'm pretty sure he fucked a guy earlier, like in season 4.
He says it because when he talks about the relation, like how he had an open relationship because he's talking to Kimiko, he mentions like something with a guy. So he's mentioned it before.
Yeah.
But like I said, like if in France, like I don't know too much, so I can't say 100%.
We're very
but that's their
open-minded
culture
over there.
It's not necessarily like, oh, I'm gay, I'm straight. It's just sex. Let's just fucking do it. Don't think about it. Just
also, if you watch the show, Frenchie as a person is literally that. He's very open.
He's very
about everything.
And then, even then, say that this was out of nowhere. It was just out of left field. It didn't take fucking anything away from the show. It wasn't even important. It was just something to add character, like depth to Frenchie because of his love with Kimiko. That's literally all it is.
Behind the guy he's with. But we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that.
Bro, I really like the little religious things that they got going on. Like I just said, like the Happy Holidays and everything instead of saying Merry Christmas. I like the what I just watched in season 1 was with the Homelander speech at the Believe Expo, and then he raised him like flying up and then acting like Jesus and everything. And then like when Starlight comes out and give her whole speech and everything, and then she's like, yo, I ain't with this shit, I ain't with this, I ain't with that. And then like her mom is just like, yo, do this for me. I done held your secret for 23 years. Do it for me, do it for me. And I'm like, yo, this show, whoever is writing, I gotta look up the writers because it is so like, it's so down to earth. With even though it's dealing with superheroes and supervillains,
Eric Kripke,
people with superpowers and everything,
Seth
it's
Rogen's
so
a part
down
of the
to
production.
Seth Rogen.
Whether he's
Seth
a
Rogen's
producer
a
or
producer.
writer.
Yeah.
Okay, just producer.
But like it's just so down to earth and like just the how society is.
This is very on the nose. It's
very on
like,
the nose.
we
Yeah.
got a lot of
like
writers, but
like I don't know the word, but like not egregious or aggressive, but in your face about it, where it's like, this is actually how these people are.
Yeah.
We're not trying to like be biased. We're not trying to say, it's like
We're not
that's
trying
how
to
these
sugarcoat
fucking
it.
people are.
Yeah.
That's how it on both sides. Like people are extremists in this fucking world, and you gotta accept that and look at this behavior and reflect instead of being offended by it. Be like, oh,
And
that is
who-
weird.
and somebody
I
who's
do
interested
that.
in like marketing, like the first, keep talking about the first season, like
marketing.
with the what was her name, Madeline, just like her and like the marketing of the like trying to market the heroes, like your fan base likes this. Oh, we don't want you beating up people, really. We don't really want you beating up people. We want you to say you're beating up people or beat other people who we tell you to beat up. You're like, no, that girl was about to get R-worded. I'm not about to just sit there and wait and check for cameras and everything.
yeah,
Like,
didn't she end up like they wanted to sue that?
yeah.
They wanted the girl.
You gotta apologize or they're gonna sue you.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
It was.
But, I mean-
like that's really how like some of these companies and everything are. Like, oh, you have to think before you act. Like, no, like I'm just supposed to just not everybody knows your secret identity.
Human
Like,
instinct kicks in, man.
yeah, exactly. And I know that. And the thing with that's why Nick was talking about like liking things other than like MCU and the and DC comics and everything because like. And Marvel shows and everything, they just like save the
I
people.
want to pause you real quick. Don't like the boys comic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, I'm just talking about like. I'm not talking about the comic
Yes.
books.
No, okay.
I'm not talking about comic books.
There's other comic books we'll point out later.
The ideology
Please
behind
don't.
like this stuff and everything, like just thinking past other than just saving people. Like, oh yeah, and that's another reason why I like Civil War a lot too, because it's more than just saving people. Motherfucker, you destroyed a city. You destroyed the city. You have to deal with the consequences.
That's I mean,
Why
yeah,
wasn't
it
that's-
like that?
Civil War was really good because a lot of people don't. If I'm going off the comic book version of it, because they're both good. They're both good. The movie was great. But it's like, oh yeah, it's coming down hard out there. It's severe thunderstorm warning. So you boys are stuck with me for the night.
For sure. I'm good.
Yeah, you both are fine. But the thing is like they cover those
God, no,
hard.
we don't.
You don't. It's okay. It's okay. You baby boys are with me for the night.
Yeah.
They cover like Civil War. They talk about the fucking like being owned by the government.
Yeah.
Like these
Yeah,
are
it's being
super
controlled.
powered beings.
Yeah.
And you want them to register for the government and do whatever you say they can do and what they cannot do.
Can and can't do.
And like Iron Man wasn't completely wrong in saying like we do need some control because we're not gods. We're not gods. We're in DC. The Justice League is in a watchtower over the fucking planet.
Yo,
they're like, we are gods.
Man of Steel, they fucked up Metropolis. Yo, I love it.
But they brought it up. But that was the realest part of the DCEU was the whole message was about how they fucked everything up and how Superman's battle was like, yo, we can't do this.
Or just one day he don't feel like saving y'all and just fighting and just I want to fight y'all. Niggas.
But you can't have somebody like that work for your government. Like that's not how that works. You can't choose. This person is a hero. They're gonna choose to save every life they possibly can, whether it be in your country or not. You know what I'm saying? And you oppose them? You're gonna oppose Superman?
Well, I think
Get the
I think
fuck outta
it's
here.
bigger than
Good
that because I'm
luck.
even coming from the Batman standpoint of like, yo, what if you get under mind control? Who the fuck is gonna be able to stop you? That's why I like.
That's why we have Batman.
That's why they got. Like,
that's why we have Batman.
They're like, yo, I keep going
Tower
back to
of Babel.
I keep going back to it. Whatever that fucking movie is, where he had like a file on how to beat everybody.
The movie.
So good.
The movie is called Justice League Doom. Yeah. Animated, fantastic. The comic book version is called the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel is the comic book version if you want to read it, and because they have a few different characters, a few different takes, and then the animated one is Justice League Doom.
Okay. All right. Well, we got 118 now, so I think we should start with just going to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Acolytes talking about human nature.
Okay.
Human nature.
I'm only
because the Jedis don't allow you to succumb to human nature.
That is true. When we talk about when we talk about that too, I want to get into that. That's another reason why people didn't like it either, because they are portraying the Jedis in a bad light. But that's not the only
pricks.
Yeah,
they've always been pricks.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Everybody acting brand new.
My man's wanted to kill his nephew for having a dream.
That's the most. Yo, you saw the look in his face.
He dreaming.
That nigga dreaming. He put up his All right, let's get into that. Let's introduce
the Jedi. I don't care what nobody says. Like because I've been watching a lot of shit on Star Wars lately, right?
Yeah.
And like some of it, like a lot of the shit that's written isn't actually canon. It's just like really good fan fiction is what they just call it. But it's like even like the shit that they were like, yo, we can keep this as canon. Like in the earlier years of the Jedi, they allowed them to be more human. Yeah, and as they got further, like some Jedi races, like some Jedi class would be like, yo, it's okay for you to have families, this, that, and the other. But when we're introduced, it's like, you can't have a family. You can't fall in love.
Yeah.
You can't have emotions.
This is what the prime
Night's
of
Watch.
the Jedi. Yeah.
Cut it out of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, bro, you can't have, as a human, I don't know about the alien races because they have a shit ton of alien races, but as a human, you cannot dismiss your emotion.
No, you can't.
Like that's the strongest part of a human.
Well, that was like kind of the downfall of Anakin. Like, I don't know why these people are acting so brand new, because he was acting on emotion, but nobody knew how to like approach him about it. Like they just kept saying, well, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that.
And you know who didn't know how to act upon it? Palpatine.
Yeah,
that is here talking about. Yeah, do it.
Who killed her? You did.
But the thing is, like, it shows you how strong you can be if you work off your emotions.
Yeah.
Because for the Sith, there's the rule of two, where it's the master and the apprentice, and there's no more. Well, the Jedi have a whole slew of these fuckers, slew of them, and you can't defeat two Sith. Nope. You can't shoot the ones with two people.
No,
or 66.
Count Dooku gave him some work, man.
It's because they use that, like, bro. So on Acolytes is okay, all right? So if we're ignoring the bigots and the racists, we're ignoring all of them because their points are not valid. Nothing they say is valid. They're fucking stupid. I mean, they're fucking review bombing a movie from 2008 because they're that dumb. They don't even know how to fucking read. So if we ignore all that shit, the writing is okay. The show is fine for a Star Wars show. Like, if you want to see Jedis fight, then yeah, sure, cool. Watch this. They haven't fought yet, but they're gonna fight.
Even the fight scenes without the Jedis, like when May is doing her thing, I like it.
Oh yeah. When May was putting in that work against the Jedi in the first. She tricked her too, but you know she's got to kill without a weapon. She's got to kill a Jedi without a weapon. And there haven't been really any like saber battles right now. And everyone always wants a saber battle. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. That's a sword fight with lasers. We got color show right here. But so I watched all 4 episodes, right? And the first 3 were mid. They're okay. They're all right. You got the Coven of Witches and a lot of things about Anakin Skywalker, right? Anakin Skywalker doesn't have a father.
No.
He was, if I'm not mistaken,
Fourthborn.
His mom was impregnated through Lord Plagueis.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
I might be wrong. It was either Plagueis or it was Palpatine. But I want to say it was Plagueis, but I don't remember exactly. I can't. Don't quote me.
I think Palpatine did Rey.
But they force pregnated this woman. And that's how Anakin came to be. Mm-hmm. This coven of witches, and they don't have any men. Mm-hmm. So they use the Force to get pregnant. And the 2 main characters are from that coven of witches. And they were impregnated through the Force.
Right.
But the witches, they practice the dark side of the Force, and we see that when we first meet them in a flashback.
Okay.
They mind control the apprentice Torben, and they use the dark side of the Force to control him. And in the trailer for the show,
Real quick.
Yeah.
Torben, it was on Game of Thrones. He was Tommen.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
totally.
the dude-
oh, that's
yeah,
who that is.
who jumped out the window.
Oh,
Yeah, that was Tom.
Oh
he jumped out the window.
Oh,
I
okay,
get what you mean.
cool.
Yeah,
Go-
Nice.
yeah.
King.
But
was a crazy
they
episode.
at the time
was.
in the flashback, so the flashback takes 16 years before what's going on in the present, and Torben they fucking control him with the dark side of the Force. So like they're seen as somewhat of a threat from the Jedi, and this is why I say the Jedi are a bitch.
They are
Because the Jedi come in, these witches, whether they're doing good or not, doesn't fucking matter. It has nothing to do with you. They come in and they're like, the Jedi are like, hey, by the order of the Republic, like you're not allowed to teach kids this shit, this, that, and the other. And they're like, we don't fucking follow the Republic rules.
Okay,
bitch.
I'm following so far.
We do our own shit around here.
Okay.
So then they're like, well, they're hiding the kids at first. They're like, well, bring them kids out. We want to see the kids. So it's the two little girls. That's the only kids in the whole group. And they're like, all right, bet. We won't hide them from you. We'll be open and honest about everything. So the little girls, I don't want to say everything, but the two little girls come out in Soul, who is played by the main character from Squid Game.
Squid Game. I like.
Yeah. He's like, he sees OSHA, not the group not OSHA approved, safety
Yeah, I
company.
know what you're talking
OSHA, the little girl. She comes out and she's like, hey, that's a pretty cool lightsaber. He's like, cool. If you want to be a Jedi, you get one. He goes, do you want to see if you can become a Jedi? And you're immediately hypocritical.
I'm so sorry.
Because you're good. Because you just told this coven of witches that they're not allowed to teach children, but then you're recruiting these children to become Jedi, which they learn about the Force.
Yeah.
So if it benefits you, you're like, oh, it's okay. But anyone else, you want to be in control of the Force. And I understand the Force has to stay within balance. And that's, whatever.
Well, real quick before we leave that,
come on
that
in.
hypocritical thing. Another thing that's hypocritical in like it's the New Hope and everything, where they tell Luke, "Oh, you have to kill your Jedi. You have to kill your father." He like, I don't want to kill my father.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, you can't really be a Jedi. You gotta get rid of the evil. You gotta get rid of them.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I don't really want to. So it's the Jedi have always been
Pricks.
hypocritical. Yeah, they always been that way.
That was in The Mandalorian when Grogu was with Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And he had to choose either the path of the Jedi or the path of the Jedi, and he had to give up Mando,
Yeah,
or he had to choose Mando. There was no in between.
he chose me. Yeah.
He chose Mando because you're not allowed of emotion. And like, I get it, because emotions will make you do crazy things.
But also,
And to have
emotion
that
makes
much
you human.
Exactly. But again, not everybody's human in this. They're all aliens.
Well, the emotions make you who you are. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. Who you
But I mean, so the Acolyte, it's not bad, but it's not good. Like, if you can power through the first 3 episodes, the last minute of the fucking 4th episode's worth it.
Well, I mean,
Well,
honestly, what you just said, I don't. From what I've watched, I've watched 2 episodes, and I'm starting 3. I don't think it's as horrible as
No.
other people are saying. I honestly, like I just told you off mic, I think it's kind of a little better than The Mandalorian season 3, and it's probably just because like I'm just used to these Star Wars stories and everything with the Skywalkers and stuff. So when anything is kind of highlighted outside of the Skywalkers and we kind of got a little mystery and murder mystery and who done it, I kind of give it a little bit of grace and everything, because I've seen so many stories on them just of Jedi just trying to be good and everything.
Yeah.
So seeing them not painted in the best light, I like that. It's
I
kinda
never
like a
thought
flip
the
on head.
Jedi were the best to begin with. I always thought that their teachings were fucking stupid. I always thought that they were fucking stupid.
Yeah, very.
But as you like, when I was a kid, you can see them with fucking lights, laser.
Yeah, yeah, that's what
so
you
you think,
want.
oh yeah, these niggas is
you
cool.
want. Yeah.
And then you see the Sith are all dressed in black. They're all this and that.
looking fucking
But as you grow up and you see other things and other stories are told, you're like, they're kind of not painted in the best light. I remember seeing you talked about Revenge of the Sith being your favorite one, and how we were just talking about like how Anakin was trying to save his wife and everything.
Padme.
He was trying to save Padme, and him with even the episode 2 with him killing that whole village and everything, who killed his mom and everything. I mean, yo, if somebody was there to actually talk to him about his emotions, and maybe the strongest kid with the strongest metachlorians, maybe y'all could have controlled it better. But you guys kept telling him to push his emotion to the side.
Yeah.
You can't be a Jedi Master because you're the one thing that y'all told him that he can't be. Y'all told him he couldn't be, and he's been striving to be this his whole life. Y'all told him he couldn't be that because he's having some visions and bad dreams.
Again, them bad dreams will get you killed as a Jedi. Them bad dreams will get you killed as a Jedi. But the thing about it, I'm going to build off what you just said, bro. Like, the Jedi were pushing him away and, like, telling him to repress his feelings. And they, like, some of them knew about Padme. Some of them were cool about it. And by that, I mean Obi-Wan. And I think Yoda might have known, too. You can't get anything past that little fucker. And then, and then you have Palpatine again in his ear, and Palpatine only wants what's best for Palpatine. Okay? Exactly. Palpatine wants immortality. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's sitting here. He's telling my mans. He's like, "Hey, you see your wife dying in the future? Well, guess what?
He does not sound like.
He said, guess what? We can save her. We can save old Padme.
Why you sound
just
like
come
Joe
to the dark side? You come to the dark side?
Kill this black guy.
The only person who ever does like the Force life transfer is fucking
Palpatine.
No, fuckface in the new trilogy.
Oh,
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren, yeah. Only one. And then Grogu does the Force heal. But he's like, yeah, we could save your girl. We've got the power.
Look at it. Yo, okay.
And then tricks him.
Going.
And Anakin's the reason she died.
Yeah.
That man's choking her. You with him? You Force choking her. So I used to be somebody in her shit. I used to be somebody her shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if the Jedi would have just been like, yo, hey, you go out there, you do here. We're going to do our best to keep her alive through the pregnancy. We'll have all the best doctors on hand. You haven't Force choked her yet. So, like, that's a plus. Like, if they would have just backed him and been like, yo, we'll take care of your girl. No Force choking her.
No killing no more villages.
No more burning villages. We got you. Maybe we would have never had Darth Vader. But then again, if we would have never had Darth Vader, we would never have the best comic book panel in the history of comic book panels, which is the best. Yeah. That comic book panel is, ooh.
Yo, speaking of Darth Vader comic book panels, man.
Let me look it up. I'm going to read it in a
I
second.
hated the fact.
Wes, if I send you the comic book panel, will you post it?
Cool. I hated the
where he's
fact
in
that
the battlefield.
Yeah, that one.
I hated the fact that he was in. I've seen it before. I hated the fact that he was the scene that he had in Obi-Wan and when he grabbed the ship as it was flying off and like ended up just that whole scene of him fighting Homegirl and everything. I hated how that was like how people like downplayed that and like that shit was hype as hell.
Dude,
I thought that shit was.
I
fire.
agree. As somebody who is a profound like self-claimed not a Star Wars fan, but I do like Star Wars stuff. Like I love the games, obviously.
Right.
I like what it goes for. I'm just not a big fan of the movies and the shows. Darth Vader, that's it for me. Like every single fucking thing about Darth Vader and anything I've seen of Star Wars has been some of the coolest things I've ever seen in anything.
Well, he's one of the greatest villains.
Holy shit, do they not? Like, I feel like they've nailed or they beat the dead horse with the Skywalkers, but not with Vader. And that blows my mind because if I'm just going to get random crap of just random Star Wars stuff that you want to force it down my throat, give me more Vader then, bro.
Well, I mean, you can in Ahsoka they kind of like touch on it just a little bit, not really like just him in particular because you know Ahsoka, it's Ahsoka's show, but they kind of go back and show Anakin training her and like a little quick flash of him being Darth Vader. Yeah. Even in Obi-Wan, like with him and like
I only watched Obi-Wan for Vader, and every single time he was there, I was geeking, and I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I am a Vader fan, and I feel like they miss the mark when they're not trying to take advantage of him. Like, if you're going to retell all these stories, give us Vader, because like you said with the comic, we already know what he's capable of. Yeah. Why is the coolest iterations of this character never seen by the mainstream?
Bro, let me tell you something real quick read the Darth Vader comic book when you can, because it goes more into like his story before A New Hope. And so, like, for a Sith to become a full Sith, you have to kill a Jedi and corrupt their lightsaber. That's how a red lightsaber is created. There are no red kyber crystals. You have to corrupt that bitch and make it red with your hate. So he and but Palpatine is like, yo, find a Jedi, kill him. You cannot use a weapon. So he finds not just a Jedi, but one of the most violent Jedis around. This dude is in exile. He exiled himself because he was too violent and was like, yo, I need to chill. So he's in this bitch just levitating.
Starkiller.
And motherfucking Darth Vader shows up. How does he kill him? By crushing him with a city and killing a whole bunch of other people in the process. Then he takes his lightsaber and corrupts. I'm pretty sure he corrupted his lightsaber. But yeah, it's so good. It's on if you guys got the Marvel app, it's on there.
Okay.
It's on there.
All right, cool.
So he did that as
he was in his Darth Vader.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
he's Darth Vadered up, but he didn't have his lightsaber. You have to kill. That's why the Master, who I think they're doing a good job with the Master in the Acolytes, with like, we have an idea of who we think is the Master, but we don't know exactly. And is this actually a Sith Lord? Because they have a red lightsaber, but it doesn't necessarily make you a Sith Lord. And he does use the Force.
Well, I think what was that in Ahsoka when the two Siths were doing? They weren't. Those weren't
had
lightsabers.
orange.
Yeah,
they had orange.
Okay, all right.
They were Jedi. Well, they were both Jedi originally, but they were technically not Sith. They were, I forget what they called them, but they might call them acolytes. I don't remember. But anyway, we're not sure if the Master's actually a Sith or if he is a Sith, but the apprentice to Plagueis. A lot of people are, speculating this, and we've been introduced to a character who everyone thinks is actually the Master, which is that Asian dude who was working the. You haven't watched any of this yet? So he was working the shop. He made that.
He made the poison.
They think he's the Master.
Ooh.
And there are a lot of hints in the newest episode, right? Ooh. And like when I say that, getting through those 3 episodes to this last on episode 4, when I tell you they fucking creeped me out. We just I tweeted right after the episode. I was like, bro, the last 4 minutes of that episode were creepier than the entire The Strangers Chapter 1. The newer one. Yeah. Cause May has to go kill the Wookiee Jedi, right? So she tracks him down with my mans and from the shop. She tracks him down. He tracked the Wookiee Jedi down.
Real quick. Yeah. Yo, when he was in bed, they first introduced him. Yeah. I'm looking at my phone like, yo, this not Ezra Miller, is it?
Yeah. A lot of people were saying he should play the Flash. He does good. He's good.
He
man.
I
fuck with him. But so they go to the Wookiee Jedis in the forest. They're tracking him down. The Jedi Council know about what's going on. They send a flock of Jedi to go after May.
Oh yeah,
and to save the Wookiee Jedi. I always forget his name. They've been saying it all 4th episode.
Wikipedia?
You know how I am.
Why is that trending on Twitter? Wikipedia.
That's the thing. Star Wars. It's called Wikipedia, and it's the play off Wookiees. It's great, dude. It's great. But anyway, they send a flock of Jedi. I want to say about 8 Jedi to go stop May and the Master because they don't know who the Master is.
Exactly.
They believe that the Jedi or the Sith don't exist. They've been extinct for about 800 years. So they believe they're not real. They show up, right? The way that they work the scenes is actually genius because May traps my man. She goes, Osha's alive. I've seen her. There's hope. She goes, I'm not doing this no more. She goes, I'm going to turn myself in to I think his name is Kaldaka or something like that. I'm going to turn myself into him. He's going to take me over to the Jedi. She goes, everything will be fine. And the dude is like, they'll arrest you. And she goes, that's fine. And he goes, he'll kill you. And then she's like, whatever. And then, because she traps my man's, she gets a little rope around his leg. He's just hanging upside down. So he's like, he'll kill you. He drops a lot of hints that he's the Master in this episode. Right. But She's like, that's fine, whatever. So she's approaching the house, and as she's approaching the house, the sun is setting. And someone had pointed out the sun setting in Star Wars is very symbolic. A lot of things happen when the sun sets. Yeah. She gets she gets into the my man's hut, and she sees him. She goes, I'm here to turn myself in. And she circles, and he's just sitting in a chair like these. She circles, he got the fucking saber cut across his chest, right? Then all the Jedi pull up outside the hut. They're like, May, we're here. Come out with your hands up, surrender. And then she goes, he's here. And then all of a sudden the sun sets and it becomes dark, because you know what that means? Somebody out there. The dark side is here. Yeah. And the Jedi tell Osha, they're like, stay back. We're going to take care of this. So Osha's behind the line of Jedis. Line of Jedis in front of the hut. Osha back here.
How do people hate this
all
shit?
Of a sudden, bro, me telling this scene does not justify this scene. Trust me. Bro, line of Jedis are out. All of a sudden, they all just get this feeling like, the fuck is going on? So Soul is the first one. He turns around and he sees Osha, and she's like, what? And you just see this black figure behind just fucking slowly descend behind her, from like float down, like they're flying. Because again, they're in the woods. So this person is not in focus and is just coming in just slowly, and then all of a sudden is right behind her. And it is creepy as fuck. Because if you've seen the Master's helmet, it's just a giant smile made of spikes. Oh, and it's just, it's fucking sick. Dark. And she turns around and they're face to face. And they're like, what is that? And then all of a sudden you just see the red lightsaber go on and then come up. And he looks at her for a second and then he just goes, bitch. And she goes flying. Woo! And then he doesn't kill Osha. And she goes flying. He looks at her for a couple seconds. Okay, bitch, just 2 fingers, bitch, gone. All the Jedi are like, fuck, lightsabers on. Everybody's got their shit out. They charge my mans. He just goes, bitch. They all go, woo, flying. He clears the whole scene with just 2 hand movements. And then the episode ends.
And this is what people don't like.
But again, that's the only good part.
Hey, sometimes the story got Star Wars for.
Yeah, but come on, for 3 episodes that hard. Now, in all fairness, the 3rd episode is a flashback, and it's part of the story building, so that is important. Mm-hmm. But it's like, in my opinion, it was worth it, because the way that they shot that scene, beautiful. I literally was creeped out as I seen, because to me the creepiest thing ever is when something's there and no one knows it.
Yeah. Like that barbarian scene.
Yeah, exactly. Or like the whole first movie of The Strangers, the original one.
Yeah.
Where they're just in the background. They're not doing anything menacing. They're just like, huh. And then they leave. Like, that's creepy, because there's nothing creepier than that. So to have this motherfucker float down and just be there, oh, beautiful. So yeah.
That's enough to make me go watch.
But again, it's for... And I'm just there for the mystery. I want to know who the Master is. I want to know if Darth Plagueis is involved. And I like the Star Wars lore. So I'm there just to see the continuation of this lore. I want to see where they go. Because if it's good, like, give me more. Yeah. Give me more. I want to watch Jedi get fucked by Sith.
I want to watch, I got to rewatch Andor again.
I got to watch that one still.
Yo,
I haven't watched that either. And I hear that's like the best Star Wars thing ever.
Yeah.
Me too. I heard from him.
When Star Wars is kind of like, not focused on like the main plots. Like Rogue One, we all agree Rogue One is one of the best Star Wars things. That Rogue One is a plan of, it's a movie about it's a suicide mission.
Halo Reach.
Yeah, it's Halo Reach. It's a suicide mission about getting some plans.
Yeah.
About destroying the flaw in the Death Star and everything. Yeah. And it's executed perfectly.
Yeah. And I think we can all agree that Darth Vader scene at the end. Again, like 30 seconds. Just give me a little bit. You didn't even have to do a lot. He held that man on the roof while he killed everybody and then dropped them after.
So when I talked earlier about the movies of watching my Star Wars, I forgot about that one. I actually watched Rogue One. I think that came out after The Force Awakens, right?
Yeah.
So I did watch Rogue One, and I remember when I first watched Rogue One, I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I've only watched Episode 3, played Star Wars video games, and then watched Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. So really my only investment of Star Wars was like, I want to see cool action. I just want to see cool Star Wars shit. So Rogue One didn't have too much of that. It was more plans. And now that I know, like, now that I'm obviously knowledge, I do think it is definitely the best Star Wars I've ever watched.
Beautiful.
It is very
But then
very
that
minuscule.
end, even then, that was it for me. Like I was like with Rogue One, I was like, I didn't really care. But that ending though, with Darth Vader, fuck yeah.
I do like the little montage they have, like the little 15-minute montage they have of all the team members just like dying and sacrificing themselves.
Oh yeah,
I love that shit. I love.
Man, it was good.
Yeah,
that's such a good movie.
I think that was the only Star Wars movie I watched on May the 4th. Emo, exactly.
Yeah, emo, the
exactly.
birth of emo
fucking, what did Mike
Rogue
say? So you like that Walking Dead shit? You like that daunting dread and depression? Like, yeah, nigga, that shit. Yo, I don't know how many times I done watched Glenn die on Walking Dead. That shit was fire.
Hey, you and me are the same, bro. In a way, I like to watch movies to cry.
Okay.
When someone told me Inside Out will have you bawling your eyes out,
I've never
said,
seen
I
it.
cannot wait. Inside Out 2, sorry. Inside Out 2.
I've never seen it.
I watched Inside Out 1 with my girl recently, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I did cry during that movie.
Bro,
They killed off a character in that movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And in Inside Out, you know who I'm talking about? Who I'm talking about?
The little elephant nigga, right?
Yeah, bro.
That's
Bro,
what's
I'm not
up.
gonna lie to you. I'm like,
Yo, he trying to be gangster about it. Nigga just cried.
Nah, dude, those are like the moments where it's like you knew that's what they were going for. So
I didn't.
Right? Oh, no, there's moments where something will happen, like Guardians of the Galaxy would be an example.
Yeah.
Where when Rocket was with like in the dream sequence, like, all right, I gotta go. I'm sitting there, I'm tearing up, I'm getting sad. But then right when she said, "But it's not your time," I just went,
oh yeah.
and then I just started flowing. I was just like, yeah, they knew what the fuck they were doing. And I just started bawling. I can imagine something like that.
In Inside Out, they do not, like, for me, they didn't, because they're trying to get out of the dead memory area, right?
Yeah.
And it's impossible to get out. There's like no way to get out, right? And the imaginary, it's crazy. They're all in the head.
I know that much.
And there's the imaginary character that the daughter is forgotten about. She's older now. She doesn't need an imaginary friend anymore, right? So he was just wandering around in the memory area, but he ended up in the dead memory area with Joy. And he's like, the imaginary friend's like, Joy, you need to get up there. Like, and they were trying together. He has a little spaceship, and if you power the spaceship with song or whatever the fuck, or imagination or some shit like that, and you power it, and they kept trying to go up all the dead memories to get up on the cliff with the thing. And he's like, as they're going, he's starting to disappear. Because if you're in here too long, you get forgotten.
Yeah.
So he's starting to disappear, and he looks at Joy, he looks at his arm that's disappearing, he goes, "This is the one." He's like, "This is the one." And she's like, "Oh, okay, if you say so." She has no idea. She's like, "If you say so." He goes, "This is the one." So they get on that bitch. It's a little red fucking wagon. They get on that bitch, got cardboard wings, and they're singing the song that gets the jets going. It's going, fucking takes off. He jumps off the back. She don't know. He was weighing it down. She makes it. She turns around. He's down there. He's like, "It's all up to you now." Gone. I'm like,
that is a topic I want to
I'm
talk
like,
about. Whenever we have a chance for the next one,
cry.
I do want to talk about like movies that made us like cry and everything.
I have a whole list.
I have probably like 20 movies, maybe 30.
A whole list, dude.
Yeah.
I love watching movies and crying.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we already at like almost at 150. So anything else you guys want to say before we sign off? Anything? Nothing, Matt? Anything, Wes? You want to say? All right.
No,
well,
he's doing clouds.
Thank you guys for the new subscribers. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video.
Thank you, everybody.
And yeah, my bad. Sorry, Nick, do your thing.
See you, Space Cowboys, later.